Welcome back, everybody, to my Halloween special, in which we're going to play one more game for the NES, and that is Hollywood Squares. And the rule is we keep playing until we win the car. So let's see how it goes. Here we go. Start with Sam. True or false? In Russia, if a woman gives birth to more than 10 children, she is rewarded with cash and prizes. And a chance to win one of 5 beautiful tractors. False. That's true. It's called the Mother Heroine Award. True or false? Most Americans over 85 are in nursing homes. False. They're in the car just in front of me on the freeway. True. It's false. We're all familiar with the story of Robinson Crusoe, who was shipwrecked and stranded on a desert island. Did he ever get back to England? Yes, but his wife had rented out his room. Yes, I agree. According to the Old Testament, Jonah lived in the belly of a whale for 3 days. What made the whale spit him out? Whales simply cannot eat kosher food. God commanded it. You fool! Decepticons, Transformers, Wrinkles, and Madballs are all currently what? Phyllis Diller's body parts. Computers, I disagree. Toys for kids. According to the World Book, if you can perform downs and ups, eggs in a basket, and upcast and downcast, what are you good at? Operating an elevator for chickens. Stealing the old man's bundle. You fool! Jax! And I found the secret square, which is a vacation retreat from Bavarian castle. 98% of them are grown in California. 4 main ones are named Mission, Saviano, Ascalano, and Manzanillo. What are they? Ricardo Montalban's sons? Grapes. I disagree. They're ripe olives. On the one the vacation retreat. When the famous author O. Henry called it Baghdad on the subway, what was he talking about? Being mugged by Aladdin. Downtown Beirut. You fool! New York City. In a USA Today poll of almost 2,000 adults, who do the majority say were harder to raise? Boys or girls? Is this on a school day? Girls, I agree. An experienced spelunker will always explore in groups, but will never take anything. What do spelunkers explore? Shopping malls. Caves. You fool! We know that too much sugar is bad for your teeth. Can too much starch harm your teeth? It'll make your tongue stiff as a board. Yes, I agree. Finish this popular rhyme. Monday's child is fair of face. Tuesday's child is full of grace. Wednesday's child is full of woe. Thursday's child has got to go. We'll never know. As far to go. In the Bible, when Ruth said, "Whither thou goest, I will go," who was she talking to? Her husband? Her rabbi? Or her mother-in-law? Her hairdresser? Her mother-in-law. I agree. When storing wine, why should you always lay it on its side? So it can rest before dinner. Otherwise, it settles and goes bad. You fool! So the cork doesn't dry out. Mixing the chemicals obtained from coke, grain, potatoes, petroleum, and other raw materials will give you what? Unbelievable gas pains. Plastic. Synthetic rubber. The word aloha has 4 separate meanings. Greetings, welcome, farewell, and what? Help, I can't swim! Return soon. Love. We have a tie. We have to do a tiebreaker. According to the National Ski Area Association, only 2.5 of every 1,000 skiers are what? Illegal aliens. Beginners. Beginner ball ski. Second to go play for the car. This is our Halloween special. So I'll go for T3 Car 1. Do we win the car or do we keep going? Keep going. At a most traditional Chinese meal, what's the very last thing you get? A check, ice cream, and a fortune cookie. Soup. Big Girl, Big Boy, Tiny Tim, and Basket King are just some of the better known, what? Adult film stars. Types of tomatoes. Okay. According to Dr. Joyce Brothers, more and more people are suffering from addiction to television. What's the most common side effect of being a TV addict? The only way you can get turned on is by remote control. Lots of friendships. Gaining weight. Why would your dentist attach electrodes to your mouth and body and then run an electric current through your mouth? To jumpstart his Mercedes. To reduce pain. You fool! In China, when does your host know that you've had enough to eat? When rice starts coming out of your ears. You lay your chopsticks across the plate. I agree. Egyptian mummies were found wearing them. The ancient Greeks and Romans wore them. So did the French in the 17th century, who powdered theirs. What were they all wearing? Same underwear for a week. Wigs. You fool! A survey of retailing organizations shows that 42% of all goods stolen from stores are taken by whom? People with the largest shopping bags? Employees? I agree. Folk medicine tells us that eating 15 raw almonds very quickly is a good way to get rid of something. What? 15 raw almonds? A headache. You fool! What is the term used when investors are so anxious to buy stocks they will buy just about anything? Lunacy? Panic buy. I agree. One of the most talked about new weapons in the U.S. military is something called the stealth bomber, and it can do something no other type of aircraft can do. What? Go $14 billion over budget. It makes almost no noise on takeoff. It can be avoided being detected by radar. Whose fans are known as the Baker Street Irregulars? Tammy Faye Baker's fans. Sherlock Holmes, I agree. According to the American Association for Marriage and Family Therapy, when a couple gets divorced, most of their friends are made with the husband. Why? He got custody of the Trivial Pursuit game. Men usually have the power and the money. That influences people, and I agree. According to the language of the Old West, what did it mean when a cowboy sold his saddle? He lost his money and horse in a poker game? He was dead. He was disgraced. What was first made in Egypt over 3,000 years ago by mixing fruits with nuts and honey? Famous granola pyramids. Candy. You fool! You're depressed. Statistically, are you likely to be a man or a woman? I don't know. That's why I'm depressed. A man. A woman. Let's go in the car. I'll go for the second one. Okay, do we win the car or do we keep going? Keep going. According to the Old Testament, on the day God gave Moses the Ten Commandments, was the weather sunny, thundering and lightning, or snowing? It was sunny, but the extended forecast called for floods and plagues. It was thundering and lightning, I agree. According to Psychology Today, if your infant is beginning to explore the wonderful world of breakable objects, should you restrain him with a slight slap on the hand? Instead, introduce him to the wonderful world of sore bottoms. Yes. No, let's do it again. In a unique policy, the state of Virginia is now requiring prison inmates to do this before they will even consider parole. What? First, put the knife down. Take a drug test. Learn to read at least a 6th grade ability before parole is considered. According to the National Weather Service, the hottest temperature ever recorded in the continental USA was in Death Valley, California. How hot was it? It was so hot I saw a chicken pulling out its own feathers. 122 degrees. 134 degrees. True or false? The average American nun is over 60 years old. False. They just look like they're over 60. False. True. Is there such a bird as a bar-headed goose? Yes, you can usually tell them by the pretzels and peanuts on their beaks. No. Yes, there is. They can usually be seen migrating to India. In the United States, we say Merry Christmas. In Spain and Mexico, they say Feliz Navidad. In what country do they say Wesolik Swiat? Any country after 12 eggnogs? Poland. I agree. According to good housekeeping, is it correct to place candles on a table when you are serving a luncheon? Most people prefer sandwiches. No. Yes, but unlit. According to legend, who was unwilling to go into the ark because she thought Noah was crazy? Barbara Walters. Noah's wife, Wayla. Yes. And Mary was a secret square that time. To make sure your chicken is cooked all the way through, you should always use a meat thermometer. Where should you stick it? Under its tongue. In the thick part of the thigh next to the body. You fool! One of Hollywood's most endearing and enduring movies was Mr. Blandings Builds His Dream House. Who played Mr. Blandings in this 1947 film favorite? Donald Trump. Cary Grant. True or false? You can tell if the nuts in a shell are stale by holding them to your ear and shaking them. You can do the same thing with a cow, but it's much messier. False. According to the World Book, why did the ancient Egyptians bury their dolls? Because they all cried, "Mummy!" to act like servants of the next world. I agree. Alright, we're gonna try for the car again. We'll try the third car. Do we win the car or do we keep going? Nope, keep going. True or false? According to the World Book, a sitz mark is the impression a skier makes in the snow when he falls. Only if he has pimples. True, I agree. Why is it a good idea to put milk and magnesia on your face? So you don't turn anyone else's stomach? It opens up the pores. It disinfects observed skin oils. You are having problems with floaters. According to the family doctor, who should you see? An eye doctor? Foot doctor? Or psychiatrist? Plumber. Psychiatrist. An eye doctor. What was Karl Marx talking about when he called it the opium of the masses? Geraldo Rivera. Money. Religion. According to the Ladies' Home Journal, the average cost of doing it for 18 years is $199,650. Doing what? Making Johnny Carson's monthly alimony payments? Paying off a $100,000 home? Raising a child age 18? According to the American Optometric Association, the minute you see a dress or suit that you like, what do the pupils of your eyes do? They look for my credit card. They get smaller. They dilate. In the comics and toy world, what is the name of He-Man's beautiful and fabulously developed twin sister? Maria Shriver. Barbarella. She-Ra. A llama does something unusual when he is angry. What? He starts swearing in Spanish. He whinnies like a horse. No, he spits at you. To someone in China, what are oolong and wulong? Basketball stars? Kinds of tea. I agree. According to folk medicine, the number one cause of puffiness, particularly in the face, is what? Corn should best be popped before you eat it. Too much salt in the diet. Yep. According to the New Testament, we are all born with original sin. What is the only thing that can remove it? Watching Highway to Heaven? Baptism. Is there such a thing as an ice cream headache? Yes, it happens to short people who have just opened a crowded freezer. Yes, it could be the result of eating ice cream or other cold foods rapidly. There's the secret square, which is the holiday in New York. Hank Aaron is number one on the all-time list, and Babe Ruth is second. Who is the third greatest home run hitter of all time? Warren Beatty? Willie Mays. Oh, it is Willie Mays. Would you eat a tender pod bush snack? sooner swallow my mouthpiece. Yes, it's a bee. You fool. If your jaws hurt when you wake up, what does it usually indicate? I was dreaming about that, dentist. Your pillow is much too high. You've been grinding your teeth in sleep. According to the Consumer Product Safety Commission, if you do not know the correct wattage for a light fixture, use a bulb no larger than what? Your head? 60 watts. The U.S. Conference of Mayors has published the Mayor's Cookbook. What recipe did Mayor Clint Eastwood contribute to the book? A knuckle sandwich, barbecued steak, apple pie with cinnamon. According to a study at Wellesley College, is it a good idea to give your child a reward to get him to be creative? $1 million would help toward that first novel, I expect. No. You fool. According to the book Money Talks, how much is Richard Nixon's signature worth? $50, $500, or $5,000? Do you mean on one of his 18 missing blank checks? $500, $50. Okay, so if we get part 4 or 5, do we win the car, or do we have to go one more time? Let's find out. Do we win the car, or do we go one more game? Nope, we have to go one more time. When a person is held against his will, he's been kidnapped. When a sailor is held against his will and forced to work on the ship, he's been what? A guest star on the Love Boat. Shanghai, I agree. According to American folklore, what will happen to a cat if you butter its paws? It'll end up on Skid Row. It will stay home. What famous thing ran all the way from St. Joseph, Missouri to Sacramento, California? Shirley Winter's nylons, the Santa Fe Trail, the Pony Express. According to a Notre Dame University study, the most popular activities at U.S. Catholic churches are Mass and bingo. What ranks third? The procrastination of confession, fundraising fairs, religious education. According to Self Magazine, what is the most stressful month of the year? Whichever one lasts longer than your paycheck. June, the kids are home from school. I agree. In 1847, an English company called Fry & Sons combined fermented cocoa beans with sugar and made the first what? First drug. Soft drink. Candy bar. Chocolate bar. Its full real name is Chung Hua Jen Min Kung Ho Kuo, but we know it better as what? Chuck. Chow Mein. China is the official name of the People's Republic of China. According to the medical section of the Los Angeles Daily News, the most frequent ways colds are spread by is what? Trying to wash and reuse your Kleenex? Touching. You fool! According to the National Safety Council, what object is most often caught in the throat of most Americans? I find the new tax law is pretty hard to swallow. Toothpicks. Yep. You can swear around. Where do they answer the phone by saying pronto? Pronto dry cleaning. Italy. According to the American Psychiatric Association, do most therapists think it is okay to have a romantic relationship with someone who is no longer a patient? Only if they are cured and the bill is paid. Yes, I disagree. According to Pediatrics magazine, what's the best method for putting an end to a child sucking his thumb? Wrap spinach around it. Coat the thumb with a bitter substance. You fool! If you lose weight too fast, what's likely to happen to your hair? It will get thinner too. It will lose its curl. Some of it will fall out. And now according to Working Mother magazine, if your child is 4 years old and still sucking his thumb, should you be concerned? Only if he's in a bowling tournament. Yes. Can you get lead poisoning from being pricked with a pencil? Only if the pencil shot out of Clint Eastwood's .357 Magnum. Yes. No. According to the book, when your parents grow old, if your 80-year-old mother still scrubs the kitchen floor each day, should you try and get her to stop? Now she's doing a good job. Yes. No, routine helps the elderly feel safe and secure. Traditionally, something in Mexico lasts for 3 hours. What is it? Trip to the hombre's room? A wedding reception. A siesta, but it really doesn't anymore. Let's go in the car. That's the one. There we go. Let's look at the final total for this game. $22,850.